All right, we're going to be talking about how to solve linear equations. All right, there's a few things you have to do before you can solve. First thing first, you have to see if you have parentheses, and in order to get rid of parentheses, you have to distribute. All right, so we have an equation that we have to solve for x. We have negative 5x minus negative 7 minus 4x is equal to negative 2 parentheses 3x minus 4. All right, so we have two sides here. So first step is we're going to draw a barrier to make sure we have our both sides clear. All right, so now we're going to distribute to get rid of the parentheses, our first step. Since there is a minus sign next to the parentheses, we're actually going to distribute that minus sign or negative sign to everything that's inside the parentheses. So we're going to have, essentially that's a negative 1, essentially. We're going to distribute that negative 1 to the negative 7 and the negative 4x. So now I have negative 5x plus 7 plus 4x. Okay, so I distribute that negative sign. Now I'm going to distribute the negative 2 to the 3x and the negative 4. Negative 2 times 3x is going to be negative 6x, and negative 2 times negative 4 is going to be positive 8 or plus 8. Now that we distribute, our next step is we have to combine like terms. All right, so on this side we're good with combining like terms, but on this side we do have some things that we can combine. So we have a negative 5x and we have a positive 4x we can combine together. Negative 5x plus 4x is going to equal negative 1x or negative x, okay? We are going to continue to add 7, so the 7 comes down, and that's equal to negative 6x plus 8. Okay? All right, now we are going to start with the variables. We've combined like term. Now we're going to move on to our next step is we're going to do the inverse of one of the variables to get it on the other side. All right, normally we start with the smallest. So I'm going to start with the 1x. The inverse of negative 1x is going to be positive 1x or adding 1x. When you do the inverse, you got to do it to both sides. Okay, that's why that barrier is there. So the negative 1x and the positive 1x are canceled out. We're going to move down the positive 7. Now positive 7 is going to be equal to negative 6x plus 1x is going to be negative 5x, as we have more negatives than positives. And we're going to bring down this positive 8. All right, now we're going to move on to our next step. We dealt with the variable. Now we're going to go on to our constant. Okay, so we have to get the variable by itself. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides to get the negative 5x by itself. All right, so now the 8's cancel out. The negative 5x is brought down, and I have 7 minus 8. Okay, since I have more negative numbers, it's going to be a negative sign, and 8 minus 7 is 1, so it's going to be negative 1. So negative 1 is equal to negative 5x. Our last step is we're going to divide by negative 5 on both sides. All right? And negative 1 divided by negative 5, we're going to leave that as a fraction, so x is going to equal 1/5, positive 1/5, or x is equal 0.2 in decimal form. All right, so our answer choice for the first question is going to be D. And that's how you solve linear equations.